I've been here before. In a way, we all have. It's a feeling, an unwavering vulnerability, a bleeding thread that spans across a decade. With Adna, I genuinely have been here before. I first wrote about her in 2015. She was 21 years old and had just released her second album, Run Lucifer. I called it Gentle Music as a Deadly Weapon. The phrase stuck. It still does. Hi, my name is Janos, editor and curator of Negative White. In today's 105, I talk about I've Been Here Before, the new single by Adna. September 2015. The refrigerator was humming in the corner of this rather bare and bleak backstage room at the KiFF, a club in Aarau, Switzerland. I remember that not many people had come to the show that night, and yet this woman, dressed in black, had just walked off stage and done something few artists manage. She had transformed completely the moment she started playing. Between songs, she was shy, almost apologetic, arms folded, a small voice thanking the audience, but the second she played, something else entirely. Later, in this bare backstage room, I asked her about it.
I do find it very hard to stand in front of the audience, mostly because I don't see myself as a front person. But I don't think it's two different people or two persons. It's just like two versions or two sides of one person. But of course, like when I sing, I disappear. That's of course, I'm somewhere else.
And then, when I asked her if she's a melancholic person, she said something that profoundly explains her music.
Yes, I guess so. But the thing is, like, I kind of believe that everyone is, like, and that we all have it in ourselves, like some darkness, I guess, and some people just maybe don't have the same need to express it. I don't know, I guess it's easier maybe sometimes to ignore it, but I can't ignore it. I kind of need music to express some sides of me that I can't express in my everyday life.
And that truly is the red thread running through everything Adna has created. From the debut album Night to Run Lucifer, Closure and Blackwater, and now I've Been Here Before. She doesn't resolve the darkness, she walks straight into it, into the unspeakable pain and sorrow, and invites you to follow. In Darkness Born in Youth, she sings, and I know we're all bad in someone's story, but I wish you weren't bad in mine. How can a simple sentence carry so much pain? Or in Shiver, she sings, would you meet me tonight if I'd ask you? Don't say yes, just to be kind. Solely accompanied by the gentle touch on the piano, the presence of Adna's voice is incredible. I can't really put it into words. Shiver is one of those rare songs which lets every rational thought just disappear. You can kind of prepare as well as possible, but when it hits you, all logic fails. Only your body reacts. A frosty shiver pierces your skin like 1,000 needles. But then, because we're stepping into these dark corners of our souls together, it's less frightening. Despite all the darkness, Adna finds beauty and solace. Last time I tried to reach someone, I burned my fingers. You treat me like I'm somebody, like I'm someone, she states in the song November. Adna grew up in Gothenburg, Sweden, the daughter of Bosnian parents who fled the war in the Balkans. This cultural heritage also shaped her in a very tangible way.
That religious music from Bosnia is very melancholic, so I've kind of like had it since I was born, basically. And I've always heard it, and there's something in this like melancholic thing that feels very much like home, and that's why I try to use it in my music, because it feels like every time I can do music I feel at home.
But also Adna's journey towards music as a home wasn't a prophecy at all.
Nobody does music in my family. Like,
Okay.
Never. I didn't really grow up with music in my life. But when I was like 10 or something, no, 9, I don't know, I don't remember. I had to change school because I was bullied, basically.
Okay.
And we heard about this music school, and my mom thought it was a good idea. And I was like, no, I've never like sang in my life, and I have to like apply for this school. And but I gave it a try, and I got in, and I just like got thrown into it, kind of.
However, her confidence in herself as a musician, as an artist, needed space to grow, and it surfaced in the second year of music high school.
When I was at that time in life, I kind of like just saw something beyond like the music theory that I had learned for so many years, and like I just saw something.
And that something is this pure emotion, this raw vulnerability, unwavering, and it's still present in her music today. I've Been Here Before sounds exactly like you'd expect from Adna, and I mean that as the highest compliment. The signature monumental drums that anchor everything, then her voice, that deadly gentleness hovering just above the surface before it cuts through. The composition layers and layers, vocals stacked in canon, building what I would call a mantra-esque labyrinth. You're simultaneously lost and found. Lost because the song doesn't really offer an exit, found because it names something you've carried and never quite articulated. And then the lyric lands. I held sorrow in my pocket, and the day came it demanded to be felt. When I heard that line, I immediately thought of that refrigerator humming, of her telling me she can't ignore the darkness. That was 2015, and this is 2026. 11 years later, she's still singing the same truth, because it's still true. That's what she does. She doesn't write around the difficult thing. She writes the difficult thing. Vulnerable, direct, and honest. That's one of 5. The rest are in this week's Weekly 5, out on Sunday.